Just a small disclaimer, guys, before we start the video. The other day we did the mana car, and today we're doing the Brawn. I'm going to basically do a couple more cars, and then once I've built up a small portfolio, I will upload all of my skins to Race Department, and I will also show them off in a video where I race with the skins. So hopefully you guys appreciate it. Look forward to that video, but for now, let's jump into this Brawn GP, and let's see what I managed to do in about 3 hours of work, give or take. So, the 2009 Brawn, that's what we're doing here today on this livery redesign, and this one was very popular on the last episode. You guys were spamming the comments, you wanted Brawn. There was a few suggestions for Jaguar as well, which we might get round to, but as always, guys, on these episodes, give me your suggestions in the comments down below. And if you enjoy the videos, guys, and you find these informative or you like what I do, I'd appreciate a big like on these. It really helped me out. And also if you could subscribe as well. F1 2020 is just around the corner, and I'll be covering that game as much as possible. I'd greatly appreciate it. But guys, if you have missed the last episode, which I mentioned before, it was actually doing the Mana racing livery. We recreated it on the 2020 current F1 cars. So if you haven't seen it, guys, I'll leave a link above me right now. You can go check it out. And it was a really successful first episode, actually. I really enjoyed it. Getting to grips with Assetto Corsa and how I do these videos. I'll leave all the links that you need down below in the description, guys. So if you want to try it yourself, by all means, give it a go. You need to have Assetto Corsa though, so worth noting, and also Photoshop as well. But yeah, we're going to jump into another one here today, and this one is the Brawn GP. And for full disclosure, in today's video, to make it even more challenging for myself, as it is a livery redesign, we're going to be basing ourselves off the earlier part of the season when the Brawn had a lot less sponsors compared to at the end when it had a lot more. Even at the end when it had more sponsors, they were really horribly thrown on there. And for example, you had the fluorescent yellow with the simple kind of sunshine yellow of the Banco de Brazil. So there was lots of little things that just didn't quite match up, in my opinion. So we're going to go for the simplicity and the classic look of the Brawn. So the challenge is going to be even harder because we're going to have very few sponsors to kind of work with, and we're going to have to try and make it work with just the livery design alone. So let's jump into it and let's see what I can create with the 2009 Brawn car applied to a 2020 F1 chassis. Right, so part number one, we've actually taken a bit of a base off of the Mana car in terms of the underside of the car, so we can kind of fast track the process a little bit. But basically, we've kind of kept the underside in black. It runs all the way from the back of the car all the way down to the front nose. I'm not sure if I'll keep the front nose that way, but it's just a starting point for now. So that part of the car is now kind of coloured. And it's an interesting one because the Brawn was mainly white back in the day. White rear wing, white front wing, and that's not kind of my vibe. That's not something that I'm a big fan of. It makes the cars look really big and wide and just absolutely massive. So I'll see what I can do. I'll try and stick with it because essentially that is the essence of the car, and the magic is going to really happen when we kind of throw the fluorescent yellow in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to paint a few parts of the car in black, little parts that I feel like I could do with a bit of a breakup in colour. I'll try a few things. I want to do... it's really hard to explain because I want to do what I want to do, but what I want to do has a lot of black involved. So I want to keep it traditional, and I want to keep the essence of it. So we're going to try and run with them as much white as possible without it looking too uncomfortable for my liking. So hopefully that makes sense. So let's throw some colours on, and let's see what we can do with this car, and let's see how we can make it look a little bit more interesting and a bit less plain. Okay then, guys, so we have now pretty much got the basics of the livery down in terms of what I want for the yellow on the car. There could be a few more additions here and there, but the general base is on the car. So we've kept the original traditional concept of the yellow on the nose. We've only done one half of the car so far, so I'll kind of carry it over to the other side in a minute. But we've done the one side of the nose, we've revamped it a little bit, and we've changed the shape of the nose again. We don't really want the thumb nose in this car because the Brawn had a round front nose, and I kind of want to keep that tradition again, same as what we did with the Mana the other day. So we've gone for the more roundish, off-shaped nose in a way. I've added a bit more black to give it a bit more of a different dimension. The thickness of the black stripes was really something I was kind of testing with, and I think I found a good balance. On the real-life car, there was a stripe that ran down the engine cover through the middle, like very similar to what I did with my Mana car the other day. I've actually removed that, and I'm actually going to go for a fluorescent yellow on the engine shark fin and also on the lower side of the engine cover. So I like it. I think it's quite different. We're not done yet. We'll probably throw on some more yellows somewhere else. Like I'm thinking maybe on the mirrors, possibly on the rear wing, maybe the front wing somewhere. So yeah, the car's done now. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bring it all together a little bit, add on a few more details, like for example, you can see here where the yellow stripe runs, there's these little aero bits. We're going to colour those in accordingly so that it kind of fits the car a bit better. And yeah, once it's done, it should look a bit more like a finished product. So let's throw on some colours and let's see how it looks. Okay, so we've made great progress now, and I've really pushed forward with the skin. So let's go through a bit of a rundown. So you can see on the front, we've coloured in some of these elements here, so we've got the fluorescent yellow to kind of match up, so it doesn't look too out of place, and it kind of follows the skin. We've painted these black because in real life they are black anyway. If we look at pictures, you can see on multiple pictures, like here for example, you can see on the nose they're black. It's just cameras basically, real life cameras, so they're realistically black, so we can't really realistically change those. Even though it's a fancy scenario, I want to keep some kind of realism. The mirrors, we've gone for the fluorescent yellow and black. I want to try and get this top part of the mirror black, maybe the entire thing. I'm still weighing that one up. I might just go for the whole mirror in black, to be fair, the more I look at it. Halo, same as the man, we've got the black underside, so the part where you're inside the cockpit and you're driving, you want that dark. You know, when it's white and it's a colour, it really stands out. It's quite uncomfortable when you're driving. Nose-wise, I'm struggling here. I've spent a lot of time down here figuring out what to do in this section. I think I'm going to stick with this, to be honest. I'm not 100% happy with it, but yeah, I can't do much about it. That, by the way, is a slit. So there's like it's a little channel for air. It's not a line in black, basically. It's a little air box where the aerodynamics of the car take place. You can see here, the air kind of goes in underneath. It's just a shadow, basically. But yeah, I think I'm going to stick with a nose like this. I'm still unsure what to do on the front wing. I'm still kind of weighing that one up. Rear wing, though, you can see we've actually made a few changes. So the stripe goes up across the rear wing. We're going to keep the top white. The top strap, I've actually reduced it a bit. I've cut it down, so at the end of the shark fin, it's down to that amount, so the number can fit. And then we've just painted in the inside part of the rear wing in black, as it was, I believe, on the real car as well. If we look at some images, if I can get a quick rear view one, then we'll see what I mean. But I believe the inside was black. I could be wrong. Let's see if we can find a picture real quick that shows it. Yeah, there you go. So you can see on the inside of the rear wing here, it was black. So I'm still keeping some elements the same. But yeah, we're almost there now, to be fair. I'm quite happy with the general look of it. So I'm just going to kind of do a few more tweaks here and then. I think we can start loading it onto the 3D model, seeing how it actually looks on a proper car. And then after that, we'll start doing some sponsor work. Okay guys, so I think I have the final version of the paint. I've added a few little bits here and there. So we've got a fluorescent yellow top part kind of cascade on the front wing. We've also got a fluorescent lower half of the rear wing, and I've finalized the mirrors. So the mirrors are going to be black with that fluorescent yellow running through it. So pretty much we have the kind of final paint design. We're now going to throw this onto the actual 3D model with some wheels to see exactly how it looks. So 1, 2, 3, and just like that, we have liftoff. As you can see, we are now seeing the paint for the first time on the car, and actually it looks a lot better on this than it did on the 3D model. I really like how this has actually turned out, to be fair, and I'm a big fan, really big fan. There's all the little details and things I was worried about actually worked out quite nicely, to be fair. And the balance is really, really nice. You can see the rear wing with the yellow stripe. I think it looks really, really nice, really clean. And it doesn't take away from the, I would say, the essence, you know, the sheer, just simple, good-looking nature of the Brawn, which was, you know, less is more on this car. So for me, I think this has been a big plus. A good start so far on the livery, but now we've got to try and finish her up. So I'm happy with this. I think there's a few controversial points, like the yellow on the cascade there of the front wing, and also maybe the rear wing. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about that one. Yeah, something different to kind of, you know, mix it up a little bit. But we're now going to throw on some sponsors, because of course without sponsors, the car looks, you know, it looks different. So we're going to throw on a bit of sponsorship. That's going to really make this car, I think. And we've got to try and be smart about this and place them in a good location where it doesn't take away from how the car looks. So let's jump into it and let's see what we can do. We have absolutely smashed it, I think. Once again, I've gone for the original sponsors. Very few. I've made a few adaptations. So, for example, the Bridgestone sponsors, I've replaced them for Pirelli for logical reasons, if it were a 2020 car. So we've got Pirelli on the rear wing rather than Bridgestone, and same applies to the front of the nose. We've got a Pirelli logo there rather than Bridgestone. Number 22, Jensen Button, can't go wrong. We've got the MIG Bank logos, and of course the Virgin logo. This one was a bit of a tricky one to get, the one on the nose, because of the restrictions here, but I think I did okay. It's not too bad in the end. I'm quite happy with it, in fairness. And just underneath here, this one as well, because of these winglets here, you don't really notice the version too much. I was debating putting it on the side pod, but you know what? I'm going to keep it original in that sense and not change it too much. So there you go. So very, very nice. All that's left now is to apply the final touches, give it some actual proper tyres, and I think this little blue bit of the wheel, we're going to change that to fluorescent yellow as well. So let's see how it looks, and we put it all together for the final look. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2020 Brawn GP. After 11 years, Brawn are finally back in Formula 1, and my goodness me, this has turned out spectacular. So let's give it a bit of an overview, shall we? Let's get a bit of a side angle on it. Look at that. We've gone for the neon yellow inside part of the wheel, a la Mercedes. Looks fantastic. Of course, back in 09 they had wheel covers, they ain't got them anymore, so the next best thing, of course, is this little bit of fluorescent yellow trim. But there you go, there is the Brawn. Looks insane from literally every angle. I think we've done pretty well to keep it the same. Quite unique, you know, timeless, simple, effective, and it ticks all the boxes. It's got a little bit of black on it, which I like. I'm a sucker for the black and the details, of course, but wow, what a car. I was debating running silver wheels on this car, but the way the black works with the fluorescent yellow, it bounces off so well. I'm a big fan, because in real life I believe they ran silver rims in testing. If I quickly, you can see here on the inside it actually had silver whip rims originally, but then obviously they put the wheel covers on both. So yeah, overall I'm happy. I think we've done a good job. I think she looks absolutely magnificent, and I can't wait to try this on track. I'll be making a video soon regarding these, so I will show a few of these off on track. I'll make a separate video for it where I'll show off all my designs, but I first of all want to build up a little bit of a portfolio of car skins. But wow, I think that is even better than the Manor. I absolutely love that. I really do. But guys, all the links you need will be down in the description down below. I will also upload these skins soon, so keep your eyes peeled. I'll make a video about that soon. But guys, if you enjoyed this Brawn redesign, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. Share with your friends. Share the video if you want to show it to other people, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. And also click the bell icon, guys, to be notified when new content does go live. And also, finally, guys, check out 2 videos on your screen, including my previous design of the Manor car. And yeah, guys, I will see you in my next video very soon. Leave a suggestion in the comments down below, and until then, guys, take care, and I'll see you all next time.